3, 2, 1. So we're back on the Peugeot 206 again today, and just a quick update. We've installed the new rocker cover and installed all the inlets back again. I didn't show that because I've already done it twice already in this video. So I've started the car, all is good, no leaks from the injectors, no leaks from the rocker cover, and we're all good. So the next thing I'm going at is the timing belt. So the first thing I need to do is jack the car up, get the wheel off, take off the arch lining, and then I'll show you where we're at. Right, so once you've got the inner arch lining off, you've now got access to the auxiliary belt, serpentine belt. It's called something different by everybody. So I'm going to get this off first, and to get this off we have to loosen the tensioner. But why do I not see a tensioner there? So change of plan, I can't really see what I'm doing from below, so I'm going to strip as much of this off as I can to get access from above, because I can't see the tensioner pulley on the auxiliary belt from down there. It's strange, I don't even see one. I see it going around the crank, then it goes around the air conditioning, then around the alternator, and then around an idler pulley, but I don't see a tensioner pulley there. So I'm going to get as much of this out of the way, and then I'll get a better look. Start by moving these fuel lines. Cable tie down, and this one just clips off. Try not to force these too much. A couple of clips. Push them out of the way. So I'll unplug this sensor. Push these out of the way. Out there. 2 clips just in there for the fuel lines. And get a bit more. This one's sort of stuck in the clip. There we go. Lift that up there. Get them out of the way. I don't want to bend them. That one's sort of trapped. Right. Now. I need to take the weight of the engine to get the engine mount off. So I've got a jack and a piece of wood. It's going to get the jack in under the sump. You don't want to go too high and put strain on the engine mount that you're trying to take off. You can see there I'm just taking the weight off the bracket. I'm not overdoing it because you're going to stress the bolt the other way. You don't want to put too much pressure up on the bottom of the bolt because you won't be able to get it out. Now the bolts on the top of the engine mount are Torque 50 T50s. There's 3 of them on the top. down. A tweet. Once you get them cracked, they'll come out by hand. Two. And then the one closest to the timing cover. I don't know when this timing belt was done or if it was ever done. There's 123,000 miles on the engine now, so I'm going to do it anyway. Better to be proactive than reactive. I'm going to get the top timing cover off. Now I'm just trying to figure out how I'll get the other part of this mount out. This isn't the correct tool to get this nut out, but I need to get access to the main bolt that's holding to the body of the car. Right, I need to put one of these back in to hold it. Just stop it from twisting. I have no clue if this is even the right way to do this. It came off anyway. Now, 16mm. For the engine mount bolt that's holding it to the car. Engine mount off, bracket off. Just going to put that nut back on so I don't lose it. So basically you've got 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're all T50s. That's a 16mm, sits in here. You have to take this bracket off as well, so that sits over the top of that like this. You need to take that off to get in at that, and also I had to take the ECU off. ECU just lifts off one bolt here and just get it out of your way. There's also a lower half of the engine mounting bracket here. It's held on by 3 bolts, but you need to get the top half of the timing cover off here first to access it properly. Now, strip our timing cover off. Just looking at that belt. Yeah, it doesn't look great. See the belt in there now. I'll get it off and I'll have a proper look at it. Just need to get this lower engine mount here off. You can see there's 1, 2, where my finger is, and then cable, and then there's 1 at the back there. Actually 3 16mm nuts Jesus, on the lower engine mount. You have to use a spanner. Can't get a socket in, even a short one. Not to the top two anyway. One and this one off. Whoa, that's tight. Two. And I might be able to get a socket. Might be able to get a socket into the last one. Nope. No chance. I'm struggling to get a spanner in there. Let's try and attack this from the bottom. Oh, elbow stuck. I think three is, it's only three I think. So that's hitting the frame, the engine frame. So well done again, Peugeot. See that bolt in there? Hand out of the way. I'm going to try and take the bolt out. It's hitting the frame. So I'm going to have to move the engine around a little bit, back and forward, to see if we can manoeuvre that out. So with that one, last one there, you have to pull the engine forward to get it past. So now, is there one more? Yeah, there's one more under here. Directly under the one on the right hand side of the mount. Now, how do I get into this one? whole engine mount is loose there now. Straight, get this last bolt out. It's probably going the same issue with this one. This one's going to catch on the frame as well. Have to push the engine in the opposite direction. Now, that one came out. Now, why am I counting 4 bolts and I took 5 out? No, I took 4 out, sorry. Just the 4 bolts there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes onto the engine that way. And then the other one sits on top of it. Just going to keep all that together. Just to remember what way it goes back. Maybe I'm being completely stupid, but I do not see a tensioner pulley there. It goes around the crank onto the air conditioning idler pulley and then up onto the alternator. Maybe somebody has used a smaller belt. Usually they do that when they're bypassing the air conditioning, the AC. But how did they tension up the pulley? I'm going to loosen this one off here and just see if that slackens off the belt. I need to get this belt off, and then I need to get this pulley off the crank so that I can take the lower timing cover off and see where we're at with this belt. But looking at that belt, looking at that belt that's on it, it looks fairly new. I have a new one anyway, but we'll get it off and see. So this idler pulley is a H8 Allen key. Let's have to slacken it off a little bit. Still doesn't make sense that there's no tensioner. Unless I'm being completely dense. Really need an electric ratchet. That's just spinning. Right, slack on that belt there now. No clue how they kept the tension on that that belt is just off there now. Absolutely no tension or pulley on that at all. So I'm just going to put that back in by hand. Belt actually looks quite new. Let's see what the timing belt looks like. Crank is an 18mm. Now I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get this off without an impact gun. No. It's now 2 days later, and the hold was I couldn't get the crank bolt off, so I had to borrow an impactor, try and get it out, because when I was using the ratchet, it was just turning the engine over. I had no one else with me to press the brake or anything, so I'm hoping this gets it out. There we go. As easy as that when you have the right tools. Bolt out. And pull it off. Set that out of the way. Now I want to get this lower timing cover off. And then I'll be able to take the sensor off here. Take that off, move it out of the way. Right, that's the lower timing cover out. Now I'm just going to get this sensor out of the way, and then I'm going to put the bolt back in, time the engine. There's my 10. centre, you can see centre bolt is a 10mm bolt. Oh. Just be careful, you don't want to damage this either. Just going to push that sensor, it's falling off. Just going to put that sensor nut back in, bolt, so I know where it goes. Move the connector out of the way. Then I'm just going to put this in, tighten the engine. I'm not going to over tighten it, just to nip up. Now I need to turn the engine to top dead centre. So I'm going to get the ratchet on it, I'm going to turn it over. You can see a small little hole here. You can see the small little hole here. It needs to line up with the top. It needs to line up with a hole up the top here. I'll show you when I get it in place. So there's 3 points you need to get lined up. One on the crank, one on the cam, and one on the injector pump. When I get them all lined up, I'll go through them all one by one. It's not tight enough for me. And it's torn down. It's hard to see with these air conditioner lines in the way. Right, so finally got it timed up. There's the crank timing pin, right top centre of the crank pulley. There is the cam pulley. Locking it in, and down there is the injector pump. I'll try to get a mirror in and show you. It's hard to see because there's very little room in this engine bay. You just see it there, centre of the screen, going in through. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my own mark with Tipex here and here, just as a guide when I turn it. It's easier to eye up than the pin, because these air conditioning lines are in the way. I can't really show you. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do the same on the cam pulley. I'm going to put a mark here and on the casing, and then I'm going to reach down here, loosen off the tensioner pulley, and slip the belt off, and then down there is the water pump. I'm going to get that off next. So I'll do all that first and then we'll come back. Now you can see the timing mark I've put on there in the white, dead centre, and I've put another one here on the cam pulley and on the casing, just because when you put the new belt on you have to turn it over 10 times and then check the timing again. So it just gives me an easier guide just to count around that mark as it goes past the 10 times. So I'm going to get the oiler pulley off now and slacken off the belt. Actually, take this little clip off this little guide. I can't really show you taking the oiler pulley off, but I'll get it off and then I'll show you what way it goes. Trying not to knock any of the pins out. Now there's the belt out. As you can tell by pinching the belt how worn it is. Oh, this doesn't seem too bad. Oh, we got it changed out anyway. So the next job is to get the water pump out and the oiler pulley. Bolts on the water pump, I think are only 9 Newton meters, so they're not tight at all. Just have to tighten them up in the right sequence. I'll put a picture up of that when I'm reinstalling it. them all out now. I don't have a small pry bar, so I'll have to use a big one. Kind of get a good gush of coolant here. I'm going to release this off. Go. I'll let that one out. And then I'll clean up this edge. Really old. Just gonna let that run out there, and then I'll clean up the edge where the old water pump goes. Get that ready for the new gasket. There's the old water pump out. It's a paper gasket on this, the new one is metal. It seems alright. It's a little bit stiff. Yeah, it's a little bit stiff, but clean it up, get this one back in, swap the oilers over, and then we'll come back to you. Now, I've got the face of the water pump cleaned down as best as I can. I'm now going to take off, not sure if you can see it, there in the middle of the screen, the upper oiler pulley off the timing belt, and then I'm going to get the rest of it. Water pump back on, oiler back on, belt back on, and button everything up hopefully. Just get them all in hand tight, and then I'll torque them up. I'll do the first round with 5 Newton meters and the second round with 9 Newton meters, maybe 10. I'll put the sequence of tightening up as a picture overlay on this. Fuck off, fuck off. One, two. Get on. Keep on. Go now. That's the nuts. Sorry, check them all again. Which is my fault. I'll put the tensioner pulley on now. there's a little guide on the tensioner pulley. Make sure you have it seated in the right way. I'm just going to put that bolt in hand tight. So there's the tensioner pulley in there, centre of the screen, and you can just make out the little notch there for it to sit on. Leave the pin in until you have the belt in, and just do up the nut hand tight. Now we're going to work on getting the belt in. I know you're probably not seeing a lot, but on these Peugeots 206s especially, it's very hard and very tight to see what you're doing there. So I'm going to start around the crank. I'm actually going to clean that off first. I'm going to clean off around the crank because I don't want any coolant or anything near the new belt. Just going to use a bit of brake clean on it. I walk around from the right and leave the slack on the left where the tensioner goes. Make it a little easier for yourself. It's a bit hard to do it with one hand. Not one person's like. Look at that cable wasn't literally right in the way. Fuck me. I've got the belt run in there now. Turn around the cam, injector pump, tensioner pulley, oiler pulley, water pump and crank. It's a bit of a nightmare trying to get it in on your own. You just have to stick with it, walk from the right. So go crank, pulley, cam, injector, water pump, and then leave the oiler to last. Leave the oiler as loose as you can so you have enough room, because it is tight to get it on. And then just go down and check that you're seated on properly on all the pulleys. And then we're going to pull the pin out of the tensioner. Use a 7mm Allen key to torque it around and then tighten up the bolt. I'll have to show you that with the old one because it's too tight to get the camera in there. On the tensioner, that's what you're looking for. In the middle of the screen. You want that little prong. That little prong in the middle of this slot. And then you know that you're tensioned correctly. So the next thing to do is pull out all your pins, and we're going to rotate the engine 10 times. Turn it over 10 times. Why it's 10 times, I don't know. That's what I've seen him doing. So I'll have me marked there. I'm going to count that 10 times and make sure everything lines back up again. Now, ten. A little bit too far. Maybe. Fuck's sake. Right, so as you can see, after 10 turns, that mark is lining up on the crank, and that mark is lining up on the cam. Mark there. So we're all timed up properly. I'm just going to double check the tensioner to make sure it's still lined up properly. You can just see tensioner there, it's still in the slot, the little dot. Right. Can't be far. Right, so auxiliary belt is back on. I think they gave me the wrong belt in the parts place because it's supposed to be a stretch belt, and I had to take the idler off and put that on with the belt to get it back on. So everything at the bottom is done as far as I know. I'm gonna leave the arch lining out until I start it to make sure that there's no drips or anything like that. So I'm gonna go up the top, finish everything up there. I'm going to start by getting the top engine mount back in, drop the engine down, then the top timing cover, and then plug everything back in and give it a start. I just topped it up with water for now because I'm going to do it coolant flush while I'm here. So I'm just topping up with water and let it just trickle down. So we need to get this bottom half in first. How the hell did I get that one out? These two bottom ones, put in like this before you put the engine mount in, because there's not enough space to get them in from back here. So put them in like that, halfway. Top timing cover, then the top of the engine mount. There you go. I get the T50 for them. Right, we're all back up connected. Have the jumper pack on, the battery went dead, so I'm going to give her a first start up, see how she goes. Three, two, one. Sounds sweet. Sounds pretty good. Not sure if you're picking that up. Then the usual sort that out. Oh, and just checking. There was no leaks. No leaks. So I'm gonna call my first timing belt change a success for now. The next video I'm gonna move on to the sump pickup pipe and the turbo return pipe. 2 failure points on this engine, because I want this engine to be tip top when I move it on to the next person. So let's just have a check in here. We have an engine light on. I'll have to check what that is in the next video, because my diagnostics machine has gone dead. But if you watch this all the way through, fair play to you, because I probably wouldn't have watched it myself. But if you did, like and subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next video.